when you let me get on to rugby, which you mentioned a couple of minutes ago. I want to know how it happened. When did it come into your life, and how important is it in your life currently?
You're going to hear my whole dukh bhari kahani.
I don't know much about it. I
I'm
mean,
just
we
kidding.
made it clear to the audience beforehand that I know nothing about the
You
sport.
don't have to know anything about the sport. The questions you've asked me are just life questions. And I think that when you hear my answers, you'll realize it has nothing to do with the sport. It's to do with life, love, truth, fear, all of those things. So, it's a very physical game. That's all you need to know. Mardhar,
Yeah.
as one of our team owners for the Rugby Premier League said, "Isme to Mardhar score, score."
Yeah.
I said yes. So, at the age of 14, I was introduced to this game. I used to play cricket very seriously, like all boys, but at the school kind of inter-school level kind of thing.
Bombay.
G. And I was a left arm opening bowler, and as you can see, I'm vertically challenged, so let's just call it short. I'm 5'6" tall or short. And so I realized that there was no future for me in the sport if I'm going to be trying to become a fast bowler. Not that I was ever thinking of it as a profession, but even as chalo college tak le jayenge, university le jayenge, khelte hain, aisa nahi tha. I was introduced to rugby at 14, 15, when I could sense that this cricket thing is not really going to go very far. This sport gave three things to me, to a 15-year-old. Number one, you could get as dirty as you wanted. Legitimately. It's fantastic. Mom is not going to scream at me. I mean, it's a badge of honor. That's great. Second was, you could be as violent as you wanted on this field, within the rules, but you could express your physical violence. Which 15-year-old doesn't want to do that as a boy?
If you were to ask me, meeting you, you don't look like the kind who would be wanting to be physically.
At 15, everybody is confused and, testosterone. This is great. Cricket, you have to wear a cap and you have to, walk around like this.
Gentleman's game.
Yeah, rugby, you have to go. And third is, and I've said this before in interviews, I broke my nose. The first time I've broken it 4 times. And the prettiest girls in school came to hospital. It was so wonderful. I was like, they don't look at me otherwise.
Oh.
So while I'm being a little bit lighthearted, but these were the 3 reasons that I said, I can play this game. When I was scouted from school, and I was playing on the grounds of the Bombay Gymkhana Club, and they scouted me, I was 17. They said, will you play? At that time, rugby wasn't recognized sport as it is now. There was no federation. So I had to be contented with 12 clubs playing this sport in the country. That was the, into inverted commas, your nationals. Will you play for the club? I said, I'd love to. And I did. And in my very first season for the club, I scored the most amount of tries in American football, touchdowns, or whatever, goals. And emerging player of the tournament.
Okay.
And you very quickly realize it's a game. Today I keep saying it's taught me more than my parents. And it's true. It's a game that teaches you that if you try and play it alone, you'll end up in hospital. You can't play this game alone. It's so physical and it's so man for man, woman for woman. If you try and play it alone, you will either the hospital or the morgue. If you want to move forward in this game, you have to take people with you. What a lesson to learn.
Yeah.
Even outside, wo jo lakir ke bahar bhi agar aap, that if you want to move forward in life, Smita, take people with you. Don't go alone. It's just not worth it. I mean, even sitting here, I'm sitting here because hundreds of people have put me here. There's somebody who made this shirt. I can't make shirts. There's somebody who made this glass. You know what? How utterly reductive to believe that you're this person who's marching alone in this world. It's impossible. That was the first thing I learned. The second thing this game taught me was fear. Sheer physical fear. And what to do with it. you fear. You fear, I don't know whether you have children, perhaps being a bad mother. I've seen my sister through my niece's teenage, always wondering, have I just completely messed up being a parent?
Yeah.
Right? You fear. What do you do with that fear? Do you gather your strengths and say, no, I'm going to be a better mom next time. I'm going to learn. Let me speak to some other people. Let me read some books. Let me talk to my daughter. Or do you succumb and become a more dictatorial, more tyrannical mother? Which of these two do you do? So what do you do with your fear? That's what rugby taught me. There's fear. Now what are you going to do with it? Of course, in the game, it's about getting better technically, getting stronger mentally, looking to say that what will happen? I'll try and will lose, but I can't not try. And the last thing this game taught me was how to lose. Lose you have to. I was a very bad loser in my life. Hated losing. I mean, literally, I would break my racket. And we couldn't afford the second racket. I used to break the racket and borrow for the rest of the year.
Tennis.
Squash. Rugby taught me how to lose. Which is that it's going to happen. But how are you going to treat it? And there's only one way to treat it. With a laugh and a smile, if you've done your best on the field. So if you don't want to break your racket, you're going to have to say, I could not have done anything more. So everything in life, shed your blood. Then you laugh at everything.
Do subscribe to the ANI Clips channel to get shorter versions of this podcast. Click here to watch the full episode.